Hey, what's up? Welcome back to the Efficient Walkthrough, where in this part of the walkthrough, we'll be going into the Catacombs of Carthus. But before we do head into there, I just wanted to make a quick note about the last part. If you've been following this, we just defeated Champion Gundyr. And with his soul, you can either make a really good strength weapon, or you can make a ring, which is called the Prisoner's Chain. I always opt for the Prisoner's Chain ring. It raises vigor, endurance, and vitality by 5 points, 5 level points. So with this, your vigor, your endurance, and your vitality all go up 5 levels. And the ring is good. I mean, especially since we're still kind of low leveled at this point. And it's definitely worth wearing, probably up until, you know, maybe level 100, depending on where you're putting your points, but anywhere from 80 to 100. And they recently changed the ring in the last patch, so it does make you take more damage, so it lessens your damage absorption. But with the levels that you get in vitality, endurance, and vigor, it actually raises your defense, like your root, like natural core defense. So the ring raises my physical defense by 10 points while it lowers the absorption by like 3 to 5%. It is a fantastic ring. It's freaking great. So I would highly suggest doing that unless you really like Gundyr's halberd. But yeah, so, and also before we head into the catacombs, we're going to take a quick trip over to the Road of Sacrifices bonfire and head up to the tower where the giant is that was shooting arrows down at us at all the white birch trees. At this point, he should be dead, actually. Once you collect all the white branches off the trees, he just falls over dead and leaves behind a ring. If you haven't collected all of the white birch tree branches, when we get there, you can kill him. He's really not very hard to kill. You might feel guilty, but whatever, he's gonna die anyway. So just turn around and head right back into the doors and up the elevator. And technically we could have came back and got it sooner, but there wasn't any enemies that you really need this for until now. And I mean, you can definitely progress on without getting it, but this will make our fight with the worm that much more quicker. I mean, I suppose it might have helped a little bit with the dragons at Lothar Castle, but we do end up pretty close to them from where we were shooting them at. So I don't think it would have made too much difference. Alright, and well, he's actually still alive. Interesting. I thought I pretty much got all the white branches. Oh well. Alright. Sorry, friend. Just takes a few hits. And the hawk ring is yours. And don't worry, if you have to kill him like I just did, he will still be your friend and help you anytime during your next playthrough. You don't have to come back up here and talk to him ever again. Every playthrough from here on out, he will not shoot you with arrows. So, yeah, I don't need to go back to the Firelink Shrine, so I'll just take a quick journey to the bonfire and go straight into the Abyss Watcher's bonfire, and we'll go into the catacombs from there. Alright, So from the Abyss Watcher's bonfire, we're just going to go straight back and down the steps. And this is the entrance to the Catacombs of Carthus. And we're going to initially go left. There's a little bit of a shortcut on the right, but it's only if you're returning, because you do skip over a decent amount of stuff by going that way. These larger skeleton enemies start off with a rolling attack very often. Oh, and don't forget to make sure the other ones are dead. And you can hit them while they're doing the roll. They turn invisible because they're wearing one of the rings you can find in here that turn you invisible during your iframes and rolls. So instead of going straight back, taking the natural path, we're going to drop down here on the left to this lower platform. We're not going to miss out on anything. It's just a better way to go. It's much easier this way. Do a roll right off the ledge and land on this pillar. If you're in New Game +2, on that side, you can roll down onto that side and there will be a ring there. So hop on down and we'll take out this archer right away so he doesn't give us any trouble later. And there will be another skeleton as you come in the door here to your right. And I think I pointed out last time we were in here, I just came in here to grab the bleed buff for the weapon to take on the dancer. But when you kill a skeleton, and they don't completely die, you can tell the difference by watching if you get souls from the kill or not. If you knock it down and it looks like it's dead and you don't get any souls from it, you know it's going to pop back up alive for another round. So. And right in here, there's a Carthus pyromancy tomb. You can give that to the guy in the shrine that sells pyromancies. And there's an illusionary wall. And this will be our main path out. To the right hand side, we have a new enemy. It's a skeleton guy that moves around very quickly and also throws projectiles at you in groups of 3. They spread out in like a W fashion, I suppose. Since they do move around quickly, if you have a heavier weapon, I believe this sword would do just fine. So any type of great sword or like an axe or anything. When you do land a hit on them, it should stop them and stagger them, so you can pretty much just take him out from that point on. I'm gonna let him move around a little bit so you can kind of see. Yeah, see how he kind of like jumps back and forth. He's not doing it a whole lot, he's just kind of coming straight at me, which is weird. They usually try to evade you a lot, so. And see how I hit him and he just stops? There we go. Oh, nice. And you can farm them for the vertebrae shackle. They always drop tatanite shards. They also will drop sharp gems, which is what we just picked up. One thing is, like, we picked up the sharp gem here. It's kind of like a signifier that the enemies that are close by to the items that you pick up generally drop them when you kill them. And these guys will drop the Carthus the Carthus Great Curved Sword. It's pretty much just like the Exile Curved Sword, just a little bit different. So there's going to be 2 of them in this room. So we want to get the first one's attention and bring him to us, so we can take them on one by one. And just like the others, holy shit. So yeah, it looks like I just picked up the Carthus curved greatsword. I'm getting very lucky with these weapon drops. I mean, I am wearing the crystal rapier to improve my item discovery, but I didn't think it would work that well. Anyway, so yeah. So when you do hit these skeleton guys, it staggers them as well. And since so we dropped down and came through this door, otherwise we would have came from up above. And there is no items up there at all, just a few enemies to deal with. So we're just gonna skip by that because it's pointless and just slows us down. We'll continue around the corner, pick up a couple of Titanite shards, and we're gonna skip the large stairwell that way and head out the side door. A big group of skeletons is going to stand up here. I'm going to use my weapon one-handed to get a sweeping motion so I can take them out all at once. There we go. And we are going to come to a dead end, but there is a good reason for going this way. Anri is down here in distress, looking for Horus.
Have you seen to my shape? I'm not yet.
Make sure you exhaust all of his dialogue right here. And then right outside this door, there will be a crystal lizard to your left, but there's also going to be an archer in the distance that's going to shoot arrows at you. So we're going to take care of the crystal lizard and immediately start dodging any arrows that might be coming at our way. And there's also an item on the right. There's one arrow. Alright, looks like we're good. So, head back in and run back up to where we were. And now we'll take the main route out of here. And as we start heading down these stairs, about probably about the halfway point, there's going to be a giant like boulder made of skeletons that's going to start rolling up and down these stairs. So at the halfway point, we'll go off to the left. We'll grab an ember that's there. And if you're quick, you can make it all the way down. But if not, you can kind of post up on the side and let it go by safely. So the ember's right here. You can hear the boulder start. We're going to run down and head off to the left. And we made it just in time. If you're worried about not being able to make it, you can stand on one of these platforms on the edge and let it roll by. You want to let it go back up before you go into the doorway. And as you come into the doorway, to the right is the skeleton that is controlling the boulder. He wears a goofy hat. And after you kill him, the boulder will be destroyed when it hits this spot here, and it drops an undead bone shard. Ah, yes, okay. So there's going to be 3 skeletons here that get up. The first 2 closest to us will be melee. The third skeleton, that's the furthest back, throws these like bombs, and when they hit something, they break apart and release humanity, like dark humanity, and they will swirl towards you, and they will home in on you and try and hit you, but they do have they've got some pretty good range, but they do give up after a little distance. We're gonna skip the melee guys and go straight to the back to take care of the guy throwing the dark humanity bombs, because he is a pain in the ass. And I believe they are all gonna get back up. Oh. And then off around the corner is another one of the guys throwing the Dark Humanity bombs. It looks like that took care of him. Alright. Now, some of these pots, when you break them, will also release the Dark Humanity, which will hurt you. So the proper path to take to get the item back there, we're going to head off to the left, not breaking any pots, and then go off to the right, and we'll break just those two right here at the corner of the pillar. And we should be able to circle on in and grab the Carthus milk ring, which increases your dex level by 3 points and also makes you invisible when you roll. If you're running a dex character, it's definitely a good ring to pick up at this point and use. Alright, so we got another skeleton using the Carthus great curved sword. On both sides of him will be skeletons that throw the Dark Humanity as well. So instead of venturing off to him, we'll bring him to us. And after he drops once, he will get back up for a second round. There we go. Alright, now we'll take care of the other two guys. There, plain and simple. And do not drop down. We're not going down there yet. Then up ahead will be two more of the skeletons with the regular Carthus curved swords and the shields. There's also a trap that shoots arrows up ahead, right where this item is. You can use that to your benefit. So you can step on the trap and get out of the way. Pfft, the arrows just went right through that guy. Did you see that? There it goes. That time it hit him. You can use the trap to do some damage to these guys if you need to. Got a large Titanite shard. And a Titanite shard regular. So these two guys will drop the Carthus curved sword. They drop vertebrae shackles, Titanite shards, large Titanite shards, and they also drop sharp gems. Pretty much any of the skeletons that have clothing on, I suppose, is a good way to distinguish them. Will drop sharp gems if you need to farm any of them. So these ones, the ones with the chatels that throw the projectiles at you, the ones carrying the Carthus great curved sword, as well as there's an archer that's across the way on the other side. He's the only one of that kind that's here. He shoots flaming arrows. He's not a regular skeleton that shoots the regular arrows. He's a little bit different. He can also drop a sharp gem. So, okay. So, as you've seen me, I just picked up an ember across this hole. Use the right hand side. It's a little bit easier, but stay right up on the wall because you can definitely fall down this hole. Be careful grabbing it. And then through this doorway, we'll encounter another boulder made of skeletons. So we're going to let that roll by. And then off to the left, we'll grab the item, large Titanite shard, come down the hallway and take the door to the left. Or door, I guess hall, whatever you want to call it. And we got our first bonfire for the catacombs. And when you sit at the bonfire, you also refresh the skeleton boulder. If you need a Carthus curved sword, sharp gem, vertebrae shackle, or even if you need some large Titanite shards, because without skipping ahead in the game like we have done, this would be probably the first place that you can actually farm the large Titanite shards. this is a great spot for that, as well as the sharp gems and whatnot. You take on those two guys, and then run back to the bonfire and repeat. Because I believe, yeah, if you don't skip ahead in the game, this is the absolute earliest spot to farm the large titanite shards. Okay, so we come down here, avoid the boulder, and we're gonna go off to the right hand side. Take the small rats out, and there's also a large rat over here in the corner we'll take out really quick. And down this hallway is the Carthus blood ring. As well as there is a whole bunch, at least a dozen of the slimes on the ceiling that try and drop onto your head. And if you play Dark Souls 1, this is the reappearance of the bone wheel enemies. They are not nearly as bad as they were in Dark Souls 1. So we're gonna run back this way and just take out the bone wheel enemies. We're gonna avoid the slime and grab the items. You can also get the bone shield drop from the bone wheel enemies if you're interested in that as well. So every item we grab, we're going to immediately roll once we pick it up to avoid getting a slime dropped on our head. So yeah, see, they're not nearly as bad. They don't do as much damage, and they're easier to stop and kill. Pretty much any hit you get on them will stop them dead in their tracks. Man, these things were just devastating in Dark Souls 1. I'm really surprised at how much they nerfed them. I mean, not that they didn't need a little bit of nerf, because I don't know how many times I died to these motherfuckers when I was in the painting of Dark Souls 1, but yeah. Alright, straight back. Run down this hallway to get this item. Grab it and roll. There we go. And we'll just head on back. Alright, so avoid the slimes, and we'll head back out to the hallway we skipped by. Alright, make sure you're at full health before going into this hall. Once you walk in here, we're going to get invaded. I can't remember his name right now. Of course it'll show it in a moment, but it's the guy that carries that gigantic ultra great sword. You'll know it as soon as you see it. So I'm gonna walk in, and I'm gonna walk back out and stand right at the doorway. He should appear right in front of me, and I'm gonna try and get backstab on Night Slayer, Sorig. There we go. Start out getting a backstab. I missed that one. Yeah, I'm sure you recognize that sword. Fucking monster. Yeah, see? That wasn't bad at all. If you've been following this and playing along and skipping ahead in the game like I've been doing, this fight turns out to be very easy. So that's his invading phantom. We will run into him as his actual self later on in this in the demon ruins. You can stand behind. Oh, Jesus Christ! Stand behind this pillar and wait for him to come a little bit closer to you. Get the drop on him. Or not. Better heal. And before we go any further, there should be this one right here is an illusionary wall. There's no pots in front of it at all. That's how you can tell the difference. Alright. And up we go, where we're gonna run into more of those skeletons. They're so fucking annoying. And this first one up here gets back up after the first time you down him. And right here is the Grave Warden's ashes. Give to the Shrine Handmaid to increase the items you can buy from her. The next skeleton here goes down after one time. He doesn't get back up. And then right here at the railing is the skeleton controlling the bone boulder. And then here's the archer I was talking about. You can see how it looks like he's wearing a scarf and a skirt, I guess. But yeah, this is the one that's a little bit different than the other ones. This one can drop a sharp gem. I'm not sure of everything he drops, but he definitely drops a sharp gem. Rarely. Got some Carthus Rouge, and here is another switch for the trap. The exact same trap from before. You can send the arrows down there to kill the two Carthus swordsmen if you want. Anyway, so we're gonna head back down. Oh yeah, almost forgot. And so once you kill the guy controlling the boulder from up there, the boulder smashes right here and releases a baby crab for some reason. And also releases a dark gem. So we'll continue down the corridor, take the final door on the right. There's going to be a crystal lizard coming up. Let's get ready to run after that. Fire gem. And one more of the skeletons with the Carthus great curved swords. You can easily knock it. Excuse me. You can easily knock him off the cliff if you want. Just get a couple hits in and knock him off, or just kill him. And also, I believe this is the first time we pick up the yellow bug pellets. That'll be an item you take to increase your lightning defense. Alright, and right in here is the lever to open up the doorway. This is goes into the corridor where Night Slayer Zorig invaded us, and two skeletons should also get up right around here. Take them out and grab the items. Shouldn't be anything too important. And then follow the pathway up. Do not cross the bridge yet. We're gonna go up into this area. Follow the path all the way up and around, and Henry has somehow made it out in front of us. Talk to him again. He's gonna ask about Horus again. Make sure to exhaust all of his dialogue and then head back down and we'll go across the bridge. As soon as we get onto the bridge, a whole bunch of skeletons are going to come to life on this side and try and chase us across the bridge. So when we get to the other side, we're going to attack anywhere on the bridge, any of the rope at all. Just hit the rope with anything and it'll take the bridge out. And all the skeletons on the bridge will go plummeting to their death. I always let the bridge load up with some skeletons before hitting it, because you do get the souls for them dropping down and dying. But yeah, straight up here is going to be the boss of the area. We're going to skip that for now and head down the bridge. So when you destroy the bridge and it falls down, it becomes a ladder, and this will give us access to the demon ruins. But right before we make it into the full-on demon ruins, we have to deal with another fire demon. This is the exact same one from the undead settlement. He does have some new and improved attacks, I suppose. I'll let him come up the stairs. When he comes up here, he won't attack. He just has to go back down. And then he'll do his fire breath again. It's okay. So we're going to let him do his fire breath. And we're going to stand behind the wall so we don't get hit. And then we're going to run out along the walkway here. Oh, he didn't come up at all. Alright, so let's see if we can do it. Fire breath. We're going to let him chase us up the stairs and have him chase us as far back as we can get him to go along here. Come on. Ah, he stopped. Okay. And while he's walking backwards, we get all the free hits in we want. Better stop there. When he gets to the bottom of the stairs, he can attack, so. Alright, come on, go back down. Okay, so now he's walking backwards. Free hits. Yeah. Alright, fire breath. Chase us down the walkway. Oh, this is a good one. There we go. Okay. And now just follow him back and just keep hitting him. And there you go. Before we head down the stairs, there is a chest at the end. This is a mimic chest. So we want to get our hunter charm ready. I'm going to get 3 hits in. Mash square. Put it to sleep, let my stamina refill, and finish it off. And this is the Black Blade, another katana. It's I mean, all katanas are pretty good, so it's a decent katana. It's not the best, but it's still good. All right, so we're gonna get the 2 items that are at the lower part here. We're going to avoid fighting all the skeletons that come up, so there's probably, I think, 8 of them that will come to life right here, and every single one of them has 2 phases, so we'll kill them once and they'll get back up. We'll have to kill them again. So we're just going to go for the items and then run for the stairs through that door, because the next bonfire is very close. So I'm going to do since this guy already woke up and got up, I'll do a drop attack on him before grabbing the item, just to stop him from chasing us, hopefully. Alright, item. Alright, let's go. So head down the corridor and we'll take our very first right. Light the bonfire immediately before any of them make it into the room and sit at it. There's always a chance 1, maybe even 2 of them will make it into the room, and just take care of them and then sit at the bonfire to refresh all the enemies and then come back out. and grab, we get the Old Sage's Blindfold as well as the Witch's Ring. The Witch's Ring increases the damage pyromancies do. If you start out as the pyromancy class, you automatically get that ring, or am I wrong? Yes, I'm totally wrong, because the Witch's Ring greatly boosts pyromancies. You would start with the Great Swamp Ring as a pyromancer, so this is a really good big boost for any pyromancy users out there. So technically this is the end of the Catacombs of Carthus, at least until we go back to take on the boss of the area. I think I'm gonna cut it there, and that way I can just name the videos proper. I can have a Catacombs video and then also a Demon Ruins video, but it's all kind of like one big area. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut the video there. Thanks for watching. I will definitely be posting the Demon Ruins with the Catacombs if you're watching this, so you can continue on right away. You don't have to wait for the posting of the Demon Ruins video. Awesome. Thanks for watching. Totally appreciate you. Hopefully it helped out somewhat, a little bit. I know it's really late where I'm at. I'm tired, so I'm pushing through it right now. Alright, I'll see you next part of the walkthrough.